I'm gonna tell you this is why you need at least a monthly girls' night.
It's ice cream time. Oh my god!
It's baddie.
By the way, these are our pizzas.
It's presentation and pizza time. Chaeyoung is doing the technical stuff. Whoa!
A girls' night is not just like a fun to have thing. It's a medical necessity. After every time I have a girls' night or like a girls' meeting, just like super low stake casual meeting where okay, last time we made PowerPoint presentations and it was super funny, but you really don't need to be that fancy. You literally just need like a bag of chips and somewhere to sit and just have a good freaking talk with each other. And I actually researched this a little bit because I was questioning why do I feel so good after each time I have these like meaningful conversations, or even if they aren't meaningful. I also have guy friends. I'm not saying this only exclusively applies to girls or women, but I must say I feel like women express empathy in different nuances sometimes. The empathy that I receive from women is so nuanced and rich, and I feel, at least for my experience, that has been a more rare occasion with guys. If you've been canceling plans because you're too busy, you're actually skipping out on one of the best health hacks available. First, I want to talk about the tend-and-befriend secret. We've all heard about fight or flight, right? But for women, there's a third option called tend-and-befriend. I found that researchers at UCLA found that when we're stressed, our bodies don't just want to run, but they want to connect. So when you sit down with your friends, your brain, especially for women, releases oxytocin. Think of this as the anti-stress chemical. Imagine it like this. This is oxytocin and this is cortisol. And oxytocin walks over to your stress hormone cortisol and says, "Shut the fuck up." And you know that feeling of the weight being taken off your shoulders after you've had a good vent session? That's not just in your head. That's a chemical reaction. And let me explain to you what oxytocin actually is. So oxytocin is a chemical, specifically a hormone and a neurotransmitter, produced in the brain that acts as a signal for connection and safety. While it's most famous for being released during childbirth and breastfeeding, it's actually working every time you have a positive interaction with someone you trust. And here's the breakdown in simple terms. So it's kind of like a reward for bonding. When you hug a friend, laugh with your group, or even pet your dog, your brain releases a puff of oxytocin and it feels warm, like a fuzzy glow, you know? This is your brain's way of saying this person is safe and you can stay close to them. It's also an antidote for stress. So oxytocin has a special superpower. It fights cortisol, the stress hormone. When you're stressed, your heart rate goes up and you feel kind of on the edge. And when oxytocin enters the mix, it physically lowers your blood pressure and heart rate. This is why venting to a friend feels like physical weight being lifted off your shoulders. It also lifts your guard. So oxytocin helps you turn down the volume on the amygdala, the part of the brain that handles fear. In simple words, it makes you feel less defensive. This is why it's easier to be vulnerable, share secrets, or be your true self during a girls' night. The oxytocin is telling your brain security system to take a break. And lastly, it builds trust. The more oxytocin you share with a person, the more you trust them. It helps you read social cues better and makes you feel more empathetic towards others. It's essentially the chemical foundation of every long-term friendship you have. It wipes out the stress that you've been having. After that, you bond. You leave feeling more connected to your friends and more resilient to face the world. When you meet with your girls, you also have this thing called the identity refresh. Think about it like this. During a whole month, there's probably more than 50 different people inside of you. You could be the employee, the mom, the partner, the problem solver. And it's honestly so exhausting to wear those masks 24/7. And I really get it, because with each and every environment, you kind of adapt and change yourself. And even if we don't admit that we change, I feel like depending on the situation, we do just naturally. And that's normal, you know? We adapt and we change and we evolve. So that monthly meeting with your girls, with your supportive group of friends, is your identity refresh. Your friends don't need you to be put together or professional. If they are really good friends, they know the original you, and they will take you as you are in your most authentic self. And honestly, spending time with the people that don't know about your professional responsibilities helps you stay grounded in who you truly are. And it prevents burnout by making sure that you feel like a human being. You're a human being, and you are not the reflection of the tasks that you've done that day or that you still have ahead of you. And I'm telling you, the health benefits are actually real. If you don't believe in the vibes that I'm trying to portray here, then believe in the data. The Harvard study of adult development, the longest study on happiness ever, proved that social connection is the #1 predictor of a long and healthy life. So it lowers blood pressure, it boosts your immune system, it can even help you live longer than diet and exercise alone. Basically, your best friend is just as important as your multivitamin. And really think about it, your friends or your group of friends are really a judgment-free zone. Actually, I feel like it's not judgment-free, but they give you the judgment that you need in order to become a better person. Because we live in a world of curated Instagram feeds and LinkedIn updates, but on girls' night, the filter comes off. There is a specific kind of unfiltered humor and shared experiences that happens in a group of women that you can't get anywhere else. It's like a safe space to be messy, to complain about things that feel small, and to be validated. And you realize, oh, I'm not the only one struggling with this. And I feel like that realization is really worth the money that you'll have to pay for the taxi or for the Uber back home, because you spent all night long laughing with your girlfriends or crying or just, sharing and validating each other's feelings and talking about stuff. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, I don't have time for this. What do I do? And here's my challenge to you. Don't wait for a special occasion to meet up. And let me tell you this, although I'm just 21, I've noticed life is short, stress is high, but your friends are the glue that holds it all together. And if you enjoyed this, hit the like button and tell me in the comments what's your favorite girls' night activity. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!